Hello. It has been quite a while. I'm starting to feel better. My eyes are better. I'm still very stuffed up in the nose. My throat doesn't hurt as much, but I still have a cough. I have to tell you, it's been a crazy year plus. Um, with starting a job last year after being a stay at home mom for so long, and then my dad getting sick and in hospice, and taking on a summer job before I knew he was going to get really badly sick, trying to have a family vacation and all kinds of crazy stuff, and then going back to a job last August. It's just not been great. And then my dad passes away in July, and I hard to grieve, hard to feel. And I'm just dealing with my own ailments. I don't know if that's an ADHD thing where like words are hard to say, and then sometimes you just can't remember what the word is for certain words, which is fun. Um, what I wanted to talk about, my mom, she had something called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and did a genetic test. Um, I want to say definitely after COVID times, maybe 2022, um, to test for this genetic variant, which I know that there's a letter and a number to it. I don't have it on me. It's like M something something. And I have it. The variant that, like, either means, which I'm not clear because I talked to my cardiologist again, whether I have hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or have the gene for it. I did a heart test, the 30 days heart monitor. I did the echo and all that stuff, and everything seemed okay. They wanted to be preemptive, and like was like, why don't you get a defibrillator? I'm like, ugh. I mean, granted, I don't want to not take it seriously, but my concerns my whole life have been uh, my hormones, my mood swings, um, constantly. I guess now at 48, I realize maybe I have an issue with inflammation, and I don't know if it's just through the whole body or the brain or all of it. But if you look at all my senses, I have some sort of issue. Like I have allergies, so I have, sense of smell issues, taste. I'm very heightened in taste, hearing. Sometimes things are too loud, and sometimes lights are too bright. So there's definitely a connection with like sensitivity in the senses, so to speak. But the reason I wanted to talk about my mom is not only did she have the hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, but I remember her hitting her late 40s. I was like maybe 23, 24 when she was 48, which is a crazy thought. And I remember her laying more on the couch, sleeping more on the couch, asking my dad to rub her legs and feet all the time on the couch. And I don't know if I ever had a confirmation, but I feel like in the back of my head, there's like a wiggly part that's going, I think she had circulation issues. And I just looked up if there's circulation issues with hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and I think there is. So the reason I'm getting to this is, and I've had this problem, I think, always to various degrees. A couple things. First, I saw a reel that said you're not really supposed to have growing pains as you're growing, and if you do, that's a problem. But I remember as a maybe hitting 12 or so, maybe puberty, maybe before, but I remember like a pain in the legs and the knees and the feet, and I still have that. I still get pains and I guess what you would call probably connecting points, like especially near my period. Like I get a weakness here in the hands and the wrists, and I feel like I've never been great with holding weights. I've never been great with opening things. I always kind of have to just do this exercise to like try to feel like I get strong. I always feel like I'm a bit stronger in the lower part of my body than the upper part of my body. But now I have a part-time job where I'm on my feet, walking around a lot, it's not crazy hours. It's like maybe 3, 4 hours. But I'm noticing that I always thought it was just like, oh, you just have bad shoes. But like, I mean, no matter what shoe it is, or no matter how I sleep with different mattresses, like I'm always like, ugh, things don't feel right. So I'm noticing that my feet get tired, my knees start to hurt. Standing a lot is hard. Like I'm not a big baker, but I'm trying to like bake from time to time for my kids things at school. And anytime I try to stand in the kitchen, just standing trying to do something, it becomes a nightmare. My feet start to hurt, my legs and my knees start to hurt. And so I noticed that one of the yoga moves I've always loved that helped me restore myself was feet at the wall. And if you know feet at the wall, you just kind of lay really close to the wall and then put your legs up, and you're counteracting gravity and helping your circulation. And I want to try to do that more often, like maybe 15 minutes a day. They say between 15 minutes and 30 minutes is great, but 15 minutes might do it. So I like doing it. I did it yesterday. I don't get to do as much yoga as I used to. I think yoga helped a lot for blood circulation and different things. And the weird thing is, I remember, I always tell this story, like at my old house growing up, there was a staircase going up, and before you got to the last 3 or 4 stairs, there was like a big square corner area when you went to make the turn for the last stairs. And I would like to like lay down on there and put my feet on the wall. And this is before I even knew what yoga was. I had no idea what yoga was as a kid. And I would always put my feet up. And I liked to do that as a way to sort of hang out while my family was downstairs, but not be extremely close. So like parallel hangout, I guess is what you might call it. These are little things that are coming and sneaking back in my brain going, am I autistic? I'm definitely sure I have ADHD. I'm not sure about the autism, possibly. But there was definitely like, I've looked at old pictures of me like doing hand things, and I'm like, oh, maybe I was stemming, and the whole getting my feet at the wall was a way for me to figure out how to soothe and bring blood circulation back to my legs, which I kind of just figured it out. So, yeah, but I'm also curious about, I guess it's called elder syndrome, and there's all this other kind of stuff, because I always feel like part of my weakness is like just functioning and moving body part, hands and legs and walking and stuff. It tends to hit me harder than I think typical people. And I used to be able to do like things for a couple hours straight, and of course I'm getting older, so it's getting harder. But I'm just wondering, if this is a circulation issue connected to the hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, B, if it's elder syndrome or something else. I did sort of get the green light with my psychiatrist that I probably have ADHD combination, but it was such a short interview that I'm just kind of disappointed. I wish I could like talk to a specialist and figure out some stuff. But as a woman, that's the saga with healthcare, between that and like my gynecologist telling me I need to talk to another gynecologist for a second opinion, because they have never been able to help me with my hormone stuff, whether it's progesterone or testosterone or whatever, and I might have to do a Dutch test again, which I'm kind of saving up for. So anyway, I'm sure there's many people out there, especially us women, going through like, what's going on with me, and figuring it out and actually getting the correct help. So I just wanted to share that like looking out through the window of my mind, and my mom, who's been gone for about almost 20 years now, she used to like sort of lay on the couch when she hit her late 40s and aches and pains in her legs and stuff, needed massages and resting time and stuff. And yeah, definitely a concern for circulation. I mean, I don't always have cold feet, but like, I don't know, something is just making it hard for me to move, and it just becomes like I'm in slush or mud. And I always thought it was always related to the period, but it feels like it's almost all the time now. So maybe it just gets more apparent the older you get. So anyways, I have a couple appointments. Gonna do the monitor again for 30 days, and maybe another appointment in 2027 for the heart.